Hey, look at that. I'm live. Hopefully, everybody can hear me. I was just having mic problems, so please let me know if you can hear me. I also seem to be losing my voice all of a sudden. Microphone checker 1 2 1 2. Maybe, possibly. All right, we're good. All right. I moved my mic around and it like lost connection, so I don't know what was going on with that. But yeah, so Sunday sit down, just kind of an easy, chill Sunday. I know Ken and Michelle are going live in an hour to do a live audit, and I believe Jake from Steelbook Obsessed at like 8:30 has he's going to go over all the November Steelbook releases, so that should be interesting. But we'll go ahead and get started real quick. See who all's in the chat, who all's joining tonight. We got Mr. Tim Talks Talkies. Hopefully he's doing good. I cannot wait until March. If you guys don't know, we're all planning a trip down to Knoxville. It was for Grindhouse Video, but apparently they're closing at the end of the year. So we're going to do some other stuff while we're down there. There's a McKay's and some other used stuff. Corey from Wilkie's Movies and Music in the house. If you guys have not subscribed to Corey, please do get his numbers up. He's putting out great content already for a new YouTuber. Good guy all around. Always supportive on Instagram, that is for sure. And of course, Mr. Hall and Oates. Yes, I am back. Little hiatus. We're going to kind of talk about some stuff that's going on, all that good stuff. Mr. KB, Mr. Conversation himself. Yeah, I need to figure out what's going on with YouTube again. It updated and I'm not getting notifications again. I missed half of KB's conversations for October. YouTube, who knew? Let's see. Everybody saying hi to everybody. Mr. Movie Hunter, guy surprised me. So they had the Bull Moose get together. I was watching somebody's video. I was like, man, that voice sounds familiar. And then I watched Bob's video. I was like, it's Movie Hunter live and in person, like face and everything. It was amazing. Good, good. We hear you loud and good. Oh man, we got all sorts of people. Caveman. I'm sorry, Caveman. I've had a busy weekend. I know you sent me a message about going to Second and Charles and that. My weekends have been a little weird. Again, we'll talk about some stuff that's going on. Need to get my throat lubed up. That sounded bad. Yes, that is the Mondo Shaun of the Dead. And I don't know if that's a reprint or an original, but I had to have it because I love Shaun of the Dead. But that is definitely an original. That's a Kung Fu Bob original print right there. I'm happy about that one. See, everybody's still saying hi to everybody. 4K Tent Revival. Hey, what's up, Brad? How's it going? Everybody's in the house. I won a night Knoxville trip. Hey, meet us somewhere and we'll drive down there. Yes, come join us. I think that would be an 11-hour trip, 12-hour trip for UKB, because it'd be 6 hours from Kansas City to my town, and that's 5.5 hours for me from here to Knoxville. So yeah, but we're going to go ahead and just start off real quick. If anybody watched any of my videos last month, I was kind of in and out, up and down a little bit. I was talking about how I may not have any videos from November. I've still got stuff rolling in. I've got videos already stacked up for November. I forgot it's the Criterion sale, which we're going to talk about. But I'm going to get down to brass tacks. Everything you see behind me, I don't have a timeline. It's probably going to be changing. Have some personal stuff going on. And I may be selling this house. So here in the next 3, 4, 5 months, I don't know, timeline, things will be changing. I'm still going to be putting out content. I was just dealing with a lot of stuff. And yeah, I was kind of letting it loose out there in the videos and that. And things have gotten better. Just trying to make a path for things. Of course, a lot of people out here just don't really get personal on, their videos and all that. But somebody asked me, you kind of look stressed in your videos, a little flustered, and I wasn't as fluid as I normally am. Because, you know me, I do everything in one shot and all that. I don't edit stuff and all that. I just seem choppy. So things are going to be changing for the better. Hopefully by the time things are said and done, um, I'll have a better setup, I guess. So, but that pretty much that's the channel update. There'll still be material coming out. Unfortunately, a lot of unboxings. I was looking to see if I had any boxes up there. I don't. But a Criterion sale is going on, or will be starting here actually, I believe at midnight. So yeah, let's see. Somebody else just came in. Who we got? Laren McMullen. Hey, look at that, man. Laren is in the house. What is going on? Another Kentucky and Blue Tuber? Where are so many from Kentucky? I'm in Indiana. Just I can spit on Henderson. So I'm right north of Kentucky. And yes, there is like maybe 3 spots left at the Airbnb, I believe. Um, yeah, it is. So it's not going to be like right now. It's going to be 2 to 3 months. It's going to be kind of a transition of stuff. So fortunately, I've been in this house for a while enough that I've got enough equity to it. When I sell it, I'm looking good. But yeah, buying a house is not going to be fun. There we go, John Doe Juggalo. I won't call you Gigolo like Mega Mike, the movie man, does. How's it going? He's going to be there in Knoxville. Caveman, hey, if you can make it, you can make it. I know, yeah, like I said, Grindhouse is closing down at the end of the month or end of the year, but they do have a McKay's. McKay's is huge. You've seen my videos. You've seen me in the Nashville one. The Knoxville one is just as big, I believe. Plus, there's a bunch of other used media places there. Plus, we're going to be in Gatlinburg and all that. So we're just going to have like just a cool get together and just do other stuff other than Movie Hut. Mr. Corey. Jesus, I'm bad with names right now. Cody, there we go. I don't know why I just called you Corey because I was thinking of Wilkie. Yeah, you just missed that. Things might be changing over the next 3 to 6 months behind me. Slow transition into maybe a different living situation. I'm where I'll leave it at. Videos are still going to come out. I know this Friday I'm going to be doing some Criterion hunting at Barnes and Noble, so we'll get a final hunting video out of me instead of all these unboxings. Let's see. Best Buy 4K looking like I'm going live tomorrow. It looks like a bunch of Black Friday stuff's going live tomorrow. So I think Best Buy, possibly Target, and I think a couple of the online stores are also going to. So that'll be great. And if anybody hasn't seen it, I know 4K D-Ray posted it. It was on Reddit. Somebody that works for Best Buy has already taken a picture of the 4 standees they have for Black Friday. A ton of just newer release 4Ks, but like $5.99 and up. So if you're missing some 4Ks that came out recently and they start the sale tomorrow, be at your Best Buy first thing. See, is that one of the elevator huge store? Yes. It's 2 stories. So you got the big main floor, and then you've got a complete perimeter walk around that's full of everything. And it's got an elevator. That is for sure. But since we said something about the Criterion sale, let's see if I can remember how to work live stream. It's been a minute since I've been the host on a live stream. Criterion sale. What is Ryan going to pick up for Criterion? I'm going to tell you right now, I am not going to pick up a whole lot. If you guys watched my videos back in July, I went stupid and I bought like 30 something titles. And yeah, I should not have done that. And I think I bought 35 titles total. And why am I not seeing? There we go. Yeah, I think I've only watched like 3 of them. So I'm going to take it easy. I mean that. I've got a list, which I'm about to show that. So this is in my drive. This is what I keep on me at all times on my phone, so I know what I need. Yes, I got some weird random stuff in my Blu-rays here. Yes, some steel books I'm looking for. I'm looking for the HD Zeta Gold Terminator 1 and the Annihilation Steelbook for a good price. Down here's my Criterion. So everything that's been released since August up until the end of November is what I'm looking at, and I've only got 6 titles here. So hopefully I can be good. Hopefully y'all can see this. But one thing I'm looking for is Dim Sum, A Little Bit of Heart. That was a new release, I believe, in August. I'm going to pick up that Don't Look Now with Donald Sutherland. The only thing I know about that is the surprise ending because I've seen it all the time on videos and all that. And I know some people have already picked it up, reviewed it, and they said it's really looks good and it's a good movie. So I'm going to pick that up. Freaks. I know nothing about this except that it's a big deal that it's getting a release, and I've heard nothing but good things about it so far. So I'm going to pick that up. It just looks interesting. Of course, I'm picking up this Jackie Chan Emergence of a Superstar. This is like his first major films he put out. I believe it's six. We can look it up here in a minute, but got to have it with the Jackie Chan thing. The only thing that made me kind of mad about it, I think I had a couple 88 films I imported and the titles are on here, but that's fine. It'll be condensed in a nice little package. Got to pick up La Bamba. I used to love that movie as a kid all the time. Used to rent it. I haven't seen it since I was a kid, and the fact that it finally got a Blu-ray upgrade, finally after being on DVD forever, I guess it technically had a Twilight Time because I've got the Buddy Holly story on Twilight Time. I think La Bamba had Twilight Time, but I'm definitely picking that release up. And then the Nicole Kidman, The Others. Don't know anything about it. I've heard good things. I know it's a scary movie, so to speak, and I can't wait to pick that up. So you guys need to keep me in check for this sale. I'm only picking up 6 titles. 6 titles, okay? I promise. I'm lying about that, but I'm only picking up 6 titles. Let's get back to the check. Again, you guys gotta keep me in check. I can't be buying 35 titles again for the sale. It was ridiculous. See who else we got. Everybody saying hi to everybody. Oh, hey, here we go. Hero Cinema Files. I've seen you in other people's chats before. Hello, thank you to the channel. I appreciate it. I'm always happy to see new people. And if I remember correctly, you're related to somebody in the community, correct? A brother or a cousin to somebody, I think. Well, good luck on everything. As long as I get my unboxing. Yes, I know, Cody. I'm sorry. There's like 3 Codys, 2 Corys, and everybody that starts with a C. I'm lumping everybody into the Corey category tonight for some reason. Saying hi, howdy. Damn, that's a lot of titles in one sale haul. Yeah, and I had a list that only had like 12 titles on it, and then I just kept buying. Everybody else was buying. I was watching videos, and everybody was like, hey, this is great. This is great. I went and bought all this stuff, and it made for good content because in August, I did a lot of my unboxings and pickups in the August. So I had content, but I spent way too much money. Hey, Cody's brother. So is that who that is? Okay. Don't Look Now is a winner. If I remember correctly, is that the short person in the rain suit is the end of that movie? It's that movie. I'm not planning to go too crazy on the Criterion sale. Criterion mostly stays out of print or in print, and we get multiple sales a year. May only grab a title or 2 this time around. No rush overall. And that's what I'm starting to feel. I think that's what I did the last one because I picked up 5 or 6 titles that were very, very hard to find. Like they weren't on the website or they weren't in store. And I think I actually had to go through Amazon to get them. And I'm thinking they were starting to get out of print. So I kind of got a little crazy on that. Cal L. Daly, what is up, man? The Others is a winner too. I've heard good things about it. We'll get into horror here in a little bit when I do my Letterboxd review stuff. Mean Streets. So yes, I am picking up Mean Streets, but I'm going to pick up the second sight limited edition because I can't help it. Their box sets are just beautiful. And I've been finding out the second sight 4K transfers, even though it's the same thing that they worked with Criterion, they seem to be a little bit better. And I don't know if that's because they use the bigger discs or maybe their mastering's a little bit different or something like that, their final mastering. So you will see me picking up Mean Streets, but it will be the second sight exclusive edition. So there you go. Corey, I'm going to grab them too. The Others and Insomnia. So I've only watched Nolan's Insomnia, and I've owned the original Insomnia 2.5 years now. I think it was one of the first Criterions I ever bought, like within the first 10 that I ever bought. And I still have yet to watch it. So I may watch it. Since it is Criterion month, I may actually start watching Criterions, even though I did watch Blade Runner last night. My first time watching that. We'll go over that here in a minute. I want to watch Blade Runner 2049 next. I might get around to watching Insomnia. By still saying hi to each other. Yes, The Crow 4K. So, or Oro Crow or whatever it is. So that is apparently a Brazilian company doing the 4K. I don't have a problem with that because that could easily lead to other labels mastering it in 4K or doing their own 4K. So hopefully, and it is the what is that, the 30th anniversary of it. So hopefully we get a legit US release too. Not saying that the Brazilian release isn't legit, but hopefully we get some big thing from Scream Factory or Arrow, Second Sight, or somebody with a nice box set. That would be really good. Pick the Criterion Blue, Thief, great movie. I bought Thief in July. It's one of the 35 I haven't watched yet. I need to watch it though. I picked it up because Khan had just, or is it James Caan? Yeah. Had just passed away, and I picked it up because I knew everybody would be picking it up, and I never got around to watching it. Yes, the red raincoat killer. Yeah, no, okay. So it is the movie I'm thinking of, and I've been wanting to see that movie forever. I've remembered to get House this month since you recommended it. I'm telling you, you can watch mine and Dell's movie swap. He watched it and he couldn't make heads or tails of it. And I told him that's exactly what would happen. It's a crazy, wacky, batshit movie, and either you're going to like it or you're not. But it gets better and better every single watch. Horror for Ryan. What? Yes, man. If you follow me on Letterboxd, you know that I've been watching horror all of October. Not that I watched a whole lot of it, but I did watch some horror in October, which we'll get to here shortly. The original makes you feel icky compared to the Nolan one. I've heard it's like a ton more creepy and not sadistic, but definitely more in the feels. Apparently, your two favorite movies are mine and Cody's favorite movies as well. Blade Runner 2049 is really strong. Yeah, so I'd never watched Blade Runner in my life, so I finally watched the final cut yesterday. I was super impressed with the 4K, and I was impressed with the movie. I think I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. But I know 2049 is supposed to be like reference quality 4K, so I just can't even wait to watch it just for that. Can't wait for my Blade Runner thoughts. I did watch the final cut guy. Get Around the Thief, darn it. It's a really good one. No, slow doesn't bother me. I like slow burns. I like stuff that develops story. Like it doesn't bother me a bit. But I'm definitely going to be watching it soon. Actually, being Criterion month, I might as well just be watching nothing but Criterion. But I didn't think about that. We're going to go ahead and get into what do I got left here? Letterboxd. Ryon Reviews Letterboxd. So the last time I did a Letterboxd review, it was January, the end of January. So we've got February up until yesterday to look at stuff. What all I've watched, but it's not really a huge list. I thought it was going to be, but since I can only watch movies on like Fridays and Saturdays, I don't get a whole lot of movie watch time in right now. That also will be changing, hopefully before too long. Let's see. There we go. Share list. We'll get in the letterbox. So everybody should be able to see my watchamadoodle here. My mouse. There we go. I think everybody can see it. Hold on one second there. Come on. Oh, nope. Okay, there we go. So everybody should be able to see that, hopefully. Then everybody should be able to see my mouse. So again, going all the way back to February. The only thing I seen in February, I seen this in the movie theater, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I gave it 4 stars because I'm a Marvel fanboy. Deep dive in the quantum realm where a maniacal conqueror is trying to escape and destroy the multiverse. Everybody was complaining about the CGI and the visual effects and all that. I really didn't have a problem with it. We're in a fake world that's dominated heavily by colors and just all sorts of stuff. And I thought they did a really good job of it. MODOK shows up, and it was probably my favorite part of the movie. It was, and people were bitching about MODOK. Oh, he looks stupid. It's like, you guys have never seen the MODOK in apparently the comics. Like, he was spot on. Kang, total delusional badass. Scott finally gets some balls and fight. Cassie, his daughter, is awesome in it. Janet has a bunch of secrets, and Hank saves the day, sort of. It kind of reminded me of Thor Ragnarok meets Guardians of the Galaxy. Very colorful, full of different characters. The final fight had a feel of Endgame. There was a couple of nods to past fights as well, which I thought was funny. Overall, a great start to Phase 5. And that was my take on it. I liked Ant-Man and Quantumania. I really did. Starting March off. Devil in the Blue Dress. I think I picked this up on the Flash sale, or I picked it up in the November sale. I forget which one I picked it up in. But yeah, get out of here, ad. Devil in a Blue Dress. Noir thriller. I really, really enjoyed this. A lot of people recommend picking it up whenever it came out on Criterion in 4K. It looked great in 4K. Gave it 4.5 stars. Denzel plays a man asked to look for a woman that has disappeared. Through the series of setups and double crosses, he has to find her while trying not to take the fall for a corrupt system. This is my first time watching. I love the noir style and setting of this movie. Denzel was great as a lead actor. Tom Sizemore, rest in peace, was a great villain. My favorite character was definitely Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle's character in this movie was hilarious. I was excited when he showed up, and it was a refreshing, gritty character. Overall, I really liked this movie. So 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed Devil in the Blue Dress. I thought it was a really good movie. Enjoyed it a lot. The outfit. I watched this actually on Tim's recommendation. I really liked this movie. I liked the one room aspect of it. A cutter, which a tailor or fabric maker. Lets a crime family use his back room as a drop-off point. When things go south, he is stuck in the middle of a life or death game and has to use his wits to survive. This movie takes place in one location. The cutter has to use his wits to outwit the bad guys and come out on top. Very suspenseful and keep you guessing till the end. Good little movie. Fully enjoyed it. What do I give that? 3.5 stars. Second to last thing in March, The Whale. 4.5 stars. This movie was all the talk. If you haven't watched The Whale, I highly recommend it. It is very sad, very well done. Before I get into this, actually, I do say it in here. Charlie walks out of his family to be with a man that has loved his life. Now, with only 1 week left to live, Charlie tries to reconnect with his daughter that he has not seen in 8 years. And it's played by the girl from Stranger Things. I thought she does a tremendous job in it. So the only thing keeping this from being a 5 out of 5 is the story itself. I feel it falls a little flat in the depth of it. That being said, the cast is what takes this from being a 2 to a 4.5 in my eyes. Every actor in this movie bears all and makes this movie great. And it's got one of my favorite quotes of 2023 in any movie so far. His nurse aide, I forget what her name is. I don't think I believe anyone can save anyone. Like, when I heard her say that, it just caught me. Like, I really, really love that quote. But The Whale, again, well done. I know it's based on a play. They did what they could with it and all that. But if it wasn't this group of actors and Brendan Fraser just killing it, this movie would have just been, to me, trash. But The Whale, great movie. And ring out March, I watched Sucker Punch because me and KB, he had that new segment on his channel. What did I just watch? We've been talking about this for a while, so I rewatched it. Sucker Punch is one of my favorite movies. Somebody even said it needs a 4K release for sure. Yes, it does. I love this movie. Yeah, I love this movie. Fight me. Baby doll sent to asylum after stepdad kills her sister and sets her up as the fall person. We go through several dream states, and baby finds the pieces she needs to escape. I really love the contrast of styles between the real world and the dream world. The fight scenes are well done and action-packed. Sucker Punch, just a really good movie. Like I said, me and KB did a video on it. It is on his channel if you want to watch it. We kind of go over it. And yeah. So let's get back to the chat real quick. Where are we at? Yeah, I've been heavy Criterion this month, especially film noir classics. I used to not like noir, and I've watched several noir movies now, and I really do like it now. So yeah, The Crow is my brother's favorite movie all the time. Scott Pilgrim is his. Okay, yeah, Crow and Scott Pilgrim and I Saw the Devil. Those are my top 3 movies ever. That was a new Flash movie. It's in the best. Yeah. Uh, I don't watch DC, honestly. I would not know. Watch Desperation Road with Mel Gibson, the guy from the Tulsa TV series. Hopefully it gets 4K. Highly recommend it. Desperation Road. I think I've heard of that movie. Hit that like button for Rye. Thank you. I guess I could say that. Yeah, hit that like button. Let's get back to see. So that was March. So April, Miller's Crossing, first time watch for me. I was trying to start to watch all the Coen brother movies I had not watched. I've still got like Hudsucker Proxy and A Serious Man and maybe Intolerable Cruelty, I think are the only 3 I haven't watched. We've got Miller's Crossing. Everybody praises this movie. I'm going to have to rewatch it. I gave it 3.5 stars because it's a Coen brothers movie. I really did enjoy it. But how do you tell a story about a double cross of a double cross that gets double crossed? Have the Coen brothers write it and make it a period piece with a stacked cast. This is definitely a slower burn Coen movie, but I really enjoyed it. Each character is unique and the dialogue is superb. The story is kind of hard to explain or make sense of for the first 30 minutes or so of the runtime, but after that, the full swing of the double crosses kick in and you're left with the great feeling of what's going to happen next as it unfolds. Highly recommend. I know this is a lot of people's favorite Coen brothers movie. It's definitely not mine. It's probably not even top 3. Mine's like Inside Llewyn Davis, Oh Brother Where Art Thou, and Big Lebowski are probably like my 3 favorite Coen brothers movies. Then like Fargo, and then probably this. I do like Fargo, but Miller's Crossing is a little bit down on my list. First time watching The Lighthouse. This movie was a trip. I picked up the Arrow limited edition 4K set. I knew going into it, it's going to be a weird movie, but I really, really enjoyed it. 2 Watchmen slowly descend into madness as their time on the Lighthouse Island drags on. Great performances from Pattinson and Defoe. The details of the period were outstanding. Great movie overall. Not a very lengthy review there, but if you haven't seen The Lighthouse, give it a watch one time. It is a little freaky movie. And yeah, you don't get any dialogue for like the first 15 minutes until Defoe starts farting. It's crazy. What else we got? Ghost in the Shell. I was going to start watching a bunch of anime too, and I still got them all sitting on my shelf. Ghost in the Shell is a rewatch. I haven't seen it since it came out. Like I probably seen it in 96. And I've owned that 4K that came out like 2 years ago now, since it came out on Steelbook, and I finally watched it. And or rewatched it, and it fell flat for me. It wasn't as good as I remembered it. I hadn't watched this movie since it came out. I must say it was kind of boring. The 4K looks great though. Basically, cyberhuman things that either have a brain or a computer or both roam Neo Tokyo and basically have some consciousness they call ghosts. So there's a hacker going around controlling these ghosts and making them do crime, and it's all up to the Major and her cyber enhanced partner to pull things apart. The animation was ahead of its time when it was released in 95 and still holds up today. Just wish there was a little more action than what was given. So Ghost in the Shell, I've always preferred Akira more than Ghost in the Shell if you want to talk about like the 2 classic 90s anime movies. So on a rewatch, I was kind of disappointed in this one. And last of April, Hearts Beat Loud. This has Nick Offerman. I picked this up from the Vinegar Syndrome sale. This is from one of their partner labels. And basically, he is a father, and I forget what the daughter's name is. But he's a widowed father, makes a choice to close up his record shop and try to start a band with his daughter, who wants none of it because it will interfere with her dream of going to college to become a doctor. This is a subtle family movie with some great music and cast dynamics. They really don't go deep into the backstory, and I think that both was good and bad. Overall, a nice and lovely movie. Would recommend. 3.5 stars. So I'm not a really big like musical fan per se, but there wasn't like a ton of music in this. It was really well done. And plus Nick Offerman was just being Nick Offerman. He was fun. That ends April. Let's see what we got going on in the chat again. Oh, I left it up there, didn't I? I do need to do another one. That series got one lineup for Jordo on Freakin's Cruising. Oh, I bought Cruising too because of Freakin's passing. So I need to check that out too. That and Thief will be my 2 criterion I must get in for this month. No DC. What the hell? No, I'm not a DC fan. I'm a Marvel fanboy through and through. I mean, Captain America. Miller's Crossing is mediocre for me. Looking forward to Fargo for Shout on 4K. I just got mine in the mail, so I'm going to watch it as soon as I can. Lighthouse, yes sir, absolutely loved it. Weird movie, but I like weird movies. Miller's Crossing, I need to pick up, but I wonder if a 4K is coming. I'm going to say possibly. It wouldn't surprise me. Miller's Crossing down the list don't quite come together for me. Yeah, so yeah, it's not. It's probably barely hitting my top 5 of Coen brother movies. Hudsucker Proxy is fun, great for New Year's Eve. I know it is about the guy that makes the hula hoop or something like that. It's the only thing I know about it. Yes, I'm gonna eventually get around to it. Hopefully, with all the changes that are coming on that, I can actually start watching more movies per week. I want to start knocking all these things that I had planned. But again, I have no timeline. 3 to 6 months, somewhere around in there. See what goes on though. I need to watch them all. I bought all those movies. Like, yes, I'm going to watch them. Then you sent me those movies. I'm like, I want to watch those too, and I haven't watched any of them. Let's get back. What month are we on? We are on May. May. It looks like I actually watched some stuff. Punk Samurai. So this was a release from Third Window Films. It's like a 2000s, 2018. Man, disco samurai movie. It's very colorful, very sporadic, and all over the place. The fight scenes are done really good in it, but um, a lone samurai tries to scam some people by saying a gang of people are coming to terrorize them. Then I think they end up doing it. This movie is overall good, sets a frantic pace with its edits and cuts. It set a good pace, but the edits and cuts kind of did get old a little bit. Definitely feel an outlaw punk style to the theme. Good sword fight scenes. The fight scenes in this movie was awesome. I'm going to go back and rewatch it at some point, but I only gave it 3 stars. It was a little too frantic for me, I think, but it was a very neat concept. Went and seen Guardians of the Galaxy 3 in the movie theater. I think I gave my 30-second or 60-second review when I came out of the movie theater on Instagram. But this was probably, I want to say probably my favorite of the Guardians of the Galaxy, maybe. One's still really good. 2 is but this one, Gunn manages to do it again. Easily one of the best entries in the MCU in quite a while. League's better than Volume 2 and on par with Volume 1. This movie is a roller coaster of emotion, and it was. I was thinking about taking my son to it, and then I heard there was some like animal abuse stuff in it and all that, and I was like, nah, he don't need to be watching that. And yeah, I'm glad I did. We get to learn Rocket's background. Warlock shows up, and he's not quite the baddie he's made out to be. Due to that, we find out who the true villain of the movie is, and he is a great one at that. Finally, the ending is just a new beginning for a new story. Well done. I really liked Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Probably one of my favorite Marvel movies so far of the year. Oh, come on. Finally got around to watching Frighteners. I bought that nice turbine set last year. I'd never watched the Frighteners. I bought it because everybody was FOMOing me about it. And yeah, so it's got Michael J. Fox on there. I'm gonna be honest. Other than the TV show he was in and Back to the Future, I think this is really like the only thing I've watched with Michael J. Fox in it. I can't really think of anything else that he's in that I've watched. I'm sure people are going to say something now, and I'm going to be like, "Oh yeah, I've seen that. Oh yeah, I've seen that." But I really don't remember much else besides Back to the Future. But Frank had an accident where his wife died. Now he can see dead people and he uses them to make money. He is a faux ghost psychic medium, whatever you want to call him, medium. He falls for a doctor and must now use his powers to save her from quote unquote death. I really enjoyed the movie and it was paced and written very well. This movie reminded me of a cross between Beetlejuice and The Sixth Sense, and it worked well. 4 stars. I really did enjoy this. Peter Jackson wrote and directed this, if I remember correctly. And even though the special effects in it aren't the greatest, overall the movie makes up for that just for being a good, solid movie all the way through it. So The Frighteners, thank everybody that actually recommended that. Next, second sight box that I picked up, Boiling Point. This, I guess, is now a British TV show too. This movie was a roller coaster. You want to talk about anxiety? It was on par of like maybe a little bit less than Uncut Gems, but like more of the Good Times. And chef takes on one night of cooking in his kitchen while dealing with personal business issues. Stephen Graham does a great job portraying Andy, the head chef. The supporting cast is equally as good as and help fill out the tension in the kitchen. The movie is shot as one continuous take in one location, is done amazingly well. You really feel the sense of what's going on the line, and the end is fitting. Definitely recommend this movie, especially if you've been in the restaurant business. So, like my first 8 years of, yeah, I guess about 8 years of my working life, I worked in restaurants. I actually thought about becoming a business administration management major and like working in restaurants. I'm glad I didn't. But if you have not watched Boiling Point, or if you've been on the fence of it, I know the second sight is like the only release that we have in America, I believe. Don't be afraid to pick it up. Pick up just the regular edition whenever it comes out. It may already be out. This movie is tense, suspenseful, and well done. The one shot take in one location is done amazingly in this. So highly recommend this movie. Got a Criterion takeout. This was a new one that just came out recently in the Criterion collection. Ming is a delivery boy for a local Chinese takeout restaurant in New York City. He owes money to the loan shark and has come up with the money by night's end. So this movie really explored the exploitation of immigrants, Chinese immigrants in America. Basically, these people are paying loan sharks in order to get over to the States and get jobs, and it's ridiculous how much they have to pay. So they do it in loans, and this story is basically this guy trying to pay his way into the country. And it's done really well. Some stuff happens in it, and you're like, you feel for them, and you kind of get a feeling of what these immigrants are facing when they come to this country. Overall, a great pseudo documentary on that subject. Acting and camera work done very well. Highly recommend Takeout if you have not watched it from the Criterion Collection. Great little movie. Thirst. I picked this up because the Asian live stream I did with Dell and KB and Vin, or I watched it because of it. I wanted to watch it before it because I don't think I'd done the live stream yet. Anyway, this was a highly recommended vampire movie for a long time, and it's on Kino Lorber. But a priest goes on a journey to do an experimental procedure in hopes to help humanity. In the process, he is turned into a vampire of sorts. So it's not really a vampire movie, it's a pseudo vampire movie, but he has the thirsts and mannerisms of a vampire. So he needs blood to live and heal himself. While praying over a man, he finds a girl he knew as a child and falls for her. This was a very interesting take on vampirism, and Park Chan-wook weaves a great story. Definitely did not expect this type of movie from him. Of course, Park Chan-wook blew the cinematography and the camera work and the story out of the water on this. I don't know why I gave this a 3.5 stars. It should be 4.5. But he is a priest, and then he becomes a vampire, and it is so great to see the struggle between the man of the cloth and the vampirism trying to take over, and his desires and wants and needs. And he painted a great picture of this with that struggle. So if you have not watched Thirst, great movie. It is like 2.5 hours long. I will warn people. I think it's like 2.5 hours long. Rounding out May, we got Fireworks or Hannah B. So, you guys know I like my Asian cinema. This has Takeshi Kitano in it. So if you don't know who he is, Most Extreme Challenge, it's called Takeshi's Castle in Japan originally. He was the host of that. He is the teacher in Battle Royale. He's a director, a writer, an actor. He writes almost all of his own stuff and stars in it and all that. And he's just a great all-around dude. But this movie was very good. It's always been recommended. I finally got around to watching after owning it for like 2 years. But it's an aging cop who's trying to get a grip while dealing with his wife's terminal illness and his coworkers dying all around him. Overall, good movie. Movie is a little slow. This was made shortly after Kitano's terrible accident Yeah, he actually was in a motorcycle accident, I believe, almost died. And during the filming it, you can actually watch his whole arm is like in a cast, and he keeps his arm in his jacket almost all the time. But it said he would never act or direct again, and it shows he barely has any dialogue and action is sparse. Now, his other movies are very, very different from this movie. And you could tell that this movie was hard for him. So there we go. That's May. And we're actually cracking through these pretty good, surprisingly. Get back to the chat. Man, you guys have been talking. Let's see. Here we go. Whenever you do the animated streams, let me know. I'd love to take part. I will. It's been years since I've seen Sucker Punch is awesome. See, and it gets so much hate, but yet there's so many people that are like diehard fans of it. Like, I mean, I love it. I think it's a great movie. Family Ties. Yes, the old one. Spin City, I've never seen. Yeah. Yeah, Spin City was great. Michael J. Fox TV series. I've never seen it. He was the voice of Stuart Little. Okay. I did not know that. Temple Grandin should be in this. Think I either watched it in July or August. It should be coming up though. Oh, Teen Wolf. Laren, you are correct. I have seen Teen Wolf. So yes. So that's like 3 things I've seen. Sean Baker is great. Haven't seen Take Up, but I really enjoyed Red Rocket. I've owned Red Rocket since it came out. I still have not watched it. I did not know that was the same director. Thirst is at the list for sure. Yes. I think me, KB, Vin, and Dell had all seen it, and we all highly recommend it. It's a very, very good movie. Yes, Most Extreme Challenge, Sun Show back in the day. And yeah, so it was originally like they just redubbed it for English and renamed it Most Extreme Challenge, but he was the Takeshi's Castle is what it was called, and he was the host of it. Yeah, me and Cody love Asian cinema, like Train to Busan and Thirst. We also binge watch Alice in Borderland. Okay. Train to Busan, very great movie. I still haven't watched Peninsula. I heard too many bad things about it, and I've just never watched it. Casualties War. Okay, see, thank you guys, because I don't know my Michael J. Fox. I've seen Casualties War, which is a very rough movie because it really deals with a lot of the bad stuff that happened in Vietnam, and there's a lot of moral stuff in that, and that's a hard watch, but it's a very, very, very good movie. Let's see where we'd leave off at. Oh, hold on. Wrong one. There we go. All right, we are in June. What is up with all these ads? I've never had this many ads while doing Letterboxd before doing this. Finally watched Oni Baba. I've owned this on Criterion for a while. I had to watch it. I only gave it 2 stars, as you guys can see. Woman and her daughter-in-law kill weary samurai that are returning from battle and sell their belongings to make a living. Not necessarily. They kill some and then also just find ones that have died or close to dying, and they just steal other stuff. A masked samurai comes along and the woman ends up cursed. Oh yeah, the son was killed in battle and now the daughter is banging the neighbor. I always heard great things about this movie. Now watching it, I guess I didn't get what others got out of it. There is literally 40 minutes of the daughter running back and forth through the tall grass to bang the neighbor guy. Literally. That's it. Then the mom gets jealous and kills the masked samurai and takes his mask to scare the daughter, and it curses her and she can't get it off herself. That's it. Running, banging, and cursing. That's the movie. I'll probably give it a rewatch at some point and see something different in this movie, but that's literally it. Running, banging, and cursing. That was Oni Baba. Another movie I watched for the Asian live stream. I wanted to watch this before. Oh, come on. Oh, stupid ads. What is up with that? Joint Security Area by Park Chan-wook. The guy's a great director. We talked about this on the live stream too. I think half of us had seen it. I gave it 5 stars. I liked the movie. Park Chan-wook knocks it right out of the park with this one. 4 guards at the North and South Korean border. So at the Joint Security Area, the JSA, that's the borderline between the North and South Korea. Become friends and watch it all fall apart as an unexpected incident happens. The storytelling is above the bar in this one, and the cinematography and camera angles Park chose to use really highlights the drama in this movie. Pulls you multiple ways, and you think you know what's going to happen or is going to, but trust me, you don't. Great movie with a great cast. So basically, these guards hate each other, and then they start becoming friends through small actions. and then they start visiting each other across the border at nighttime. And I honestly thought this was going to turn into a Brokeback Mountain thing because that's what it really seemed like. And I was not mad about it at all because Wook really just wrote this awesome story. But then these things happen, and you're like, oh my God. And it turns into a courtroom drama without a courtroom. And it is just an amazing movie. So if you've not seen Joint Security Area, pick it up during the 50% off Arrow sale. That's going to be at the end of next month or this month or whenever they decide to do it at Barnes and Nobles. I highly recommend it. Twilight Samurai, and again, a movie I've owned forever. Finally got around to watching it. It's got can't remember what his name is it now. Sonata. I think Sonata is the samurai in this one. But an aging samurai struggles to take care of his household after his wife's passing. There are only two sword fight scenes in this movie, and they both are well done. Other than that, we are filled into the story of the rest of the movie, and it draws you in and keeps you there. It's a very simple yet effective movie overall. It looks great and very authentic looking period piece. So basically, samurais do, other than being a samurai, they're also part of the community. They have jobs and all that. And basically, this focuses on his life, doing his job, going home, taking care of his family, trying to make ends meet. And you really see the struggle of what it's like to be just a common samurai, not during wartime. And it was a very interesting take. And it looked beautiful. Again, there was only two sword fights, but they were done spectacularly. Afterlife, 3.5 stars. This was another one that had been recommended, and I finally got around to watching it. One heck of a concept of a movie. You die, and with a group of others, you have 1 week to pick one memory from your life that will stay with you after you've passed beyond. So basically, you get. I think they give you a book, and you can see all your memories, and you get like counseling through it, and you have to determine what you want to take with you to the afterlife. And it is just a cool concept. But the movie basically looks at several people of that week's group of 22, and we hear each of their stories as the workers help them along to make a decision. Not too deep and rich in each of their stories, but good enough to make you ponder your own choice. Overall, a good little movie. So if you wanted some thoughtful afterlife stuff, watch Afterlife. Very well done. Went to the movie theater again on the 10th. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, 5 stars. I'm not going to say anything about this movie that hasn't already been said about it. It is fantastic. The soundtrack is fantastic. The animation is fantastic. The story is fantastic. Everybody that shows up in the thing is fantastic. All 1,873 Spider-Men that show up. Fantastic. I can't wait for part 2. I think I like this just a touch more than Into the Spider-Verse. Miles gets his balls, man. And yeah, he learns a lot, and it was great to see everybody show up. That's what I want to leave it at. So Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Loved it. Didn't go to the theater to see this. I picked this up the day it came out, and I think I watched it maybe the day it came out. John Wick Chapter 4, 4.5 stars. Probably my favorite Wick next to 1 now. Just the sheer amount of action in this one is great. They did finally change it up. There wasn't a lot of repetitive fight scenes. We finally get to see John complete his mission. Skarsgård makes a great villain, and the other cast members really fill out the roles. Even though the gung fu is kind of getting old, it was nice to see new weapons introduced and some new style added. I love the John Wick movies. They can just keep making them. I had high hopes for this one. Annette with Adam Driver. This wasn't released on Blu-ray in America, I don't think. I had to import it from Mubi on the UK website. Or from the UK. Actually, I think I got it through Orbit DVD. But so it's a semi-musical about two lovers putting on a stage play. Kind of drags a bit, and the musical numbers are middle of the road. Movie looks fantastic otherwise. That's all I really had to say about it. I think I've already sold my copy just because it was not staying in the collection. I love Adam Driver, but I did not love this movie. Rewatched Inception. I think I bought the 4K and I just had to rewatch it. I did not want to watch a new movie this night. I wanted to watch something I was semi-familiar with, so I did. Since the movie came out, definitely had a better understanding of what's going on this time around. The Only Way is a great story in between all the layers of dreams and not dreams. Just overall great idea for a movie. I just got a text. Ooh, I've got several things. What do we got? Okay. And ending out June, Carnival of Souls. This was a recommendation from Eduardo. Dilated. Um, oh dang it, I can't remember his. Can't remember his. Is it Dilated Entertainment? His handle. But this was one that I picked up on November's sale when I put out my thing on Instagram. I said, hey, people give me recommendations. I picked 5. I finally watched this. I still need to watch M, that Nate from Netflix review. Not M. I do need to watch M too. I did buy that because Martinez Joe recommended it. Rebecca, I need to watch that too. That is going to be on my list to watch this month as well. But Carnival Souls, I knew about it. I kind of knew what it was about. Good movie. 3 stars. A woman survives a car crash. She's drawn into an abandoned circus after moving to a new job in another town. This was an oddly good movie with a creepy undertone. Acting and dialogue is stiff, but possibly deliberate. It's shot very well and helps that slight horror nuance. So Carnival Souls, really enjoyed it. And so that ends June. We'll go ahead and hit July real quick. So this was Cal El Deli's recommendation from that too. Beast of No Nation. I gave it 4 stars. A young boy watches his family torn apart and his brother and father killed by government forces. He flees into the jungle only to be adopted by the guerrilla army. This, I'm sure, is close to many stories of child soldiers in Africa. It's cold and brutal and really gives you a peek into their mindset. Great movie. Idris Elba is in here. He's the warlord. And there's a whole cast of just crazy characters in the army that he's in. And I mean, I can only imagine this movie is very true to what happens in Africa just about every day. And it was dark. It was cruel. There's a lot of killing. It's brutal. Beast of No Nations, again, 4 stars. Great movie. And ending out July, Renfield. I watched this as soon as I picked it up too. This movie is a bloody good time. Dracula's assistant is trying to change his life for the good, and Dracula ain't happy about it. Quite a few funny moments, and the over-the-top bloodshed adds to the hilarity. Cage is a great as Dracula, and he was. Just a touch insane, but really commanding in the role. Holt and Aquafina are funny duo as well. Overall, really enjoyed it. I've always liked Christopher Holt. He always just picks these weird roles, does really well with them. I love Aquafina. I would marry her. And yeah, Nicolas Cage, insane as Dracula, and he fit the bill perfectly. Like the insane Vampire's Kiss Cage fit perfectly in this. And I honestly didn't know. I've never watched the original Dracula stuff, like the Universal Monster stuff. I did not know Renfield was actually his assistant. So I learned something with this. So that's going to end out July. Where are we at? Let me get back up here to the comments. Let's see. Here we go. Yes, Casualty Wars is a fantastic film. It is. It is a little rough, though. I'm going to say Divine Fury instead of Thirst. I still need to see that. Okay. Hey, Delon Movies is here. You must have heard me talking about him. Movie must last forgotten. Secret of My Success. I may have seen that when I was a kid, but I've not watched it that I remember. Divine Fury is a great movie. You haven't seen it. No, but I'll add it to my list. Everybody saying hi to everybody. JSA is great. It is. Came right in time during the Park Chan-wook section. You did. There was a couple of movies I had sat there and watched for that Asian live stream. I had to get them in. What'd you say, Vin? Think it was going to be Brokeback Mountain. Why did you and Vin think it was? Because so in JSA, there is, since it's first off, it's the Asian society. If you know anything about it, they are a very sexually repressed nation. The men mainly. When you get in Japan, it's different, but in Korea, everybody's very reserved. Sex isn't like a thing and all that. And these guys were spending so much time together, and there was kind of semi-strong undertones of like sex in it. It was just kind of weird, but it was written so well that it made you think that. And I really thought it was going to become a lover's square, triangle, whatever you want to call it. And when things started kicking off, I was like, "Oh, okay. Man, he tricked me." Like, he did a really good job of, like, thinking it was a Brokeback Mountain thing. I thought so. I know you've seen it, Han. Maybe you just didn't catch it. Maybe I'm a repressed homosexual. I don't know. But no, it just Brokeback Mountain me. I thought it was really good. Speaking of, did Brokeback Mountain? It's getting a 4K, isn't it? That's another good movie. Yes, Dale, your ears must have been burning. I'm not saying hi to everybody. Burning indeed. Agreed. Like Spider Verse, just a hair bit better than its predecessor. I mean, Into the Spider Verse is a great movie, and I've rewatched it several times. It's never got bad. I've rewatched Across the Spider Verse twice now, and it's gotten better every time because there's just so much stuff going on. I'm about to watch Bone Tomahawk for the first time. Good to see you again, like Ryan. I'll catch a replay. Thank you, Laren. Yeah, good luck with Bone Tomahawk. I'm looking for that steelbook. I finally found a Walmart in the next city over. It's got all the steelbooks in. I'm going to go hopefully sometime this week to go pick up some because there's like 4 of them I want to pick up. Let's see where we at. Shout out if you taking the recommendation. Glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, Beast of No Nations. It was a good movie, Cal. Like I said, I still need to finish up Martinez Joe's recommendation and Netflix reviews. Beast of No Nation is tough, but excellent watch. It was. I don't like Idris Elba, but I thought that he did really well in it. Like, he was a very commanding figure in that. Yeah, amazing film. I'm going to start watching Criterion stuff. I'm probably going to watch 2049 Friday, and then I'll probably start watching Criterion stuff on Saturday. JSA, just to leave joint security area, man. But Cal always keeping it real with me, man. Let's get into August. Collection questions. I got my copy in from Roger over there at 4K King. Watched it. It was great. It was great to see this whole thing come to fruition. I know Roger had a lot of issues when he first got in the community. You know, didn't like him. He was rubbing people the wrong way, and he picked a lane, and he did a good job. And he put this together. He asked a ton of people from the community to help on this. It was great, and it was very well done. A documentary starring a ton of content creators in the world. Great selection of questions that kept it entertaining and not repetitive. Now, the reason I said that is because I picked up that other one, movie hoarders thing. It was done well. It was nice to see a bunch of content creators, but it was the same thing over and over and over. This really gave you a different perspective of a ton of different stuff. Really enjoyed it. So if you haven't picked up collection questions, do it. All right. Now we're getting into some newer stuff here. The Covenant, 4 stars, probably the strongest Guy Ritchie movie in a bit. Gyllenhaal and Salim are a great pair of leads. Good action throughout, and really brings war to the forefront. By the end credits, this appears to be loosely based on true events. I think I was just questioning if it was or not. Gyllenhaal gets saved by his interpreter and then goes back to save him and his family. Overall, great movie. The only reason I said is because they had some actual footage in there, and it made me question. I didn't realize it was based on a true story. But the only complaint I think I really had about that I didn't list in here was that the blood is all CGI. And that was about it. But overall, it's a very tense movie. Very well done. Here we go, Guy. Temple Grandin. So Caveman's Movies and More sent me this movie. So I talked about it before. I'll talk about it again. My son, my oldest, well, I only have 2 kids. My son, he's 11. He is high functioning autistic with ADHD. And I talked about one time, Guy heard about it and he said, "Hey, I've got a movie for you I want you to watch." He sent it to me, and it's Temple Grandin. And I did not know this is based on a real person, Temple Grandin. And it's basically she's an autistic woman who defies the odds and becomes a leading authority on cattle. This movie is based on the real life Temple Grandin and the struggles and achievements throughout her life. Overall, a great story. It handled autism in a great way. Her quirks and all that were very well done. They were I don't know if they had a supervisor on to kind of like guide her through the stuff and all that. She wasn't like grossly exaggerated or anything like that. Um, but basically, she's wanting to go to college and she's working at this cattle ranch and she's not liking how they're handling the cattle. Like they're always upset in that. And just with the way her brain works, she starts reshaping how like cattle yards move their cattle and all this stuff. And she actually completely revolutionized and changed how cattle were herded and sent to slaughter, basically, to make them more comfortable and make it a little bit more humane. And actually, after I got done watching the movie, I spent like 2 hours. I watched all the special features on the DVD, and then I spent a couple hours online reading about her. I think she may still be alive, or she just passed away recently. I don't remember, but yeah, she like completely revolutionized the whole cattle work and like trying to make it humane to slaughter cattle. It was pretty good movie. Thank you, guy. Really do appreciate it. Next, Black Swan. Um, Darren Aronofsky. I'd watched this movie, I think, when it first came out, and I didn't quite remember anything about it. But then I bought that nice little steel book back in August, and yeah, watched it again. But probably top three Aronofsky films. A dancer becomes a swan queen for Swan Lake, and the movie shows what she endures to achieve perfection. This movie is straight up about how bad obsession can become, with an underlying theme of addiction and mental illness. The transitions from reality to dreamlike state is done perfectly, as Aronofsky crafts the story very well done, and the score is amazing. Highly recommend. If you've not seen Black Swan, I highly recommend this. It's got Natalie Portman and Mila Kunis in it, and it is just crazy good movie. Highly recommend Black Swan. I think Corey, somebody said they were going to watch it because I recommend it. It was Corey because he just picked it up on his pickup, so I don't know if he's watched it yet. Uh, moving on. I get this ad out of the way. The Fablemans. I had high hopes for this movie. I love Paul Dano, Michelle Williams. I love her too. But I had to grind my teeth through this movie. I know it got a bunch of praise, but it's an okay movie. Based on Spielberg's childhood, the movie looks at his family relationships growing up and how they come to love making movies. Honestly, I felt the whole story was flat, and even Paul Dano and Michelle Williams acting couldn't help it. Also, Seth Rogen literally playing Seth. I put death. Seth Rogen is getting old. I will say the movie looks great in 4K. Daniel Radcliffe, Elijah Wood, either one of those two people would have been a 4,000% better choice than Seth Rogen. He was effing annoying in this movie. He didn't even play a different character. He was literally Seth Rogen, and it just took me out of it. So I watched it and I turned around and sold my 4K. That was it. Ending out August, though, this was a movie we talked about on the Asian live stream. Vin brought this movie up. I had seen it once before, at least I thought I did, but I really did not remember a whole lot of it. But it's got, I think this guy's name's Don Ho or something like that. I forget what his name is. But a serial killer hits the wrong car and tries to stab a mall boss to death, but does not succeed. So basically, there's the serial killer's going around. His MO was to basically rear end people, get out and apologize, and go to exchange information, and then he kills them. Well, he tries to kill this mob boss dude, and this mob boss dude is a badass. And he basically beats the crap out of the dude, and the dude gets away. So it's a manhunt afterwards. This leads him and the cops on a desperate search for the killer. So basically, the cops come in, and he makes an agreement that this cop dude and him will work together to find this dude because they're trying to catch him anyway because he's a serial killer, and that's just not something you do in the Asian communities. Great little cat and mouse story that kept suspense up for the duration of the movie. It really reminded me of cross between The Chaser and I Saw the Devil. Highly recommend. So if you've not seen The Gangster, The Cop, The Devil, please watch it. It may actually be on sale on Groove right now. I could be wrong about that. I think it's a Well Go USA title. So wherever they sell Well Go USA, check it out. Gangster, The Cop, and The Devil. Highly recommend it. So that was August. So what do we got? We ain't got much left. We'll pause and go back to the live stream here. Let's see what we got. See, just FYI, bought it on 19 Amazon for the Steelbook. I think it's 19.99 at Walmart. So I said, while I'm there, I'm just going to pick that up. I want to pick up Smokey and the Bandit 4K. I want to pick up that Adrian Brody Clean Steelbook. I've heard that movie's actually pretty decent, even though I don't like Adrian Brody that much. And there's one more Steelbook I wanted to pick up. There's 4 total I wanted to pick up. So, but I've got 2 Walmarts in town. One's a super center, and one used to be a super center. But when they built the super center, it got downgraded to just a standard Walmart, and neither one of them have changed their entertainment section at all. But then I checked to see if any of the Walmarts around me had them, and the one in Newburgh, the town next to me, has all of them. So I'm up there semi-regularly. I go through there all the time for work. I drive past Walmart. I just need to swing in and actually pick some up. My Walmart finally got the Steelbooks in. I picked up Fright Night and Highlander. Yeah, Fright Night, when that came out, that sold out quickly. People were scrambling to get it. And yeah. Now you can buy it at Walmart for like $20. Never liked Black Swan. Maybe I need to rewatch it. You never like anything I like, Kal-El. You're very welcome. So pleased you enjoyed it. I was worried for sure. No, don't. Should never worry about that. I really did enjoy it because I didn't know anything about the movie. And I really did. I kind of did a little deep dive into watching it or watching extra stuff about her because it was very interesting. It was something I didn't know. She literally revolutionized a whole industry. Yep, Black Swan is a pretty wild ride. Portman knocks out of the park. She does. Like, it is crazy. Death. Yes. Sorry, there's no that's not a problem. Like I said, it'll just sit on my shelf with the DVDs that need to be upgraded. Yeah. Leon the Professional. That's like in my top 5 favorite movies of all time, man. Actually, do I have one? Yeah, there we go. So I've got some posters I still haven't hung up yet, and now I'm probably not going to do it, but I've got a cool little Leon. Where are we at? There we go. Little Leon poster. I can show these all off. I've got a Her poster. They're all done in this like minimalist art style. I think the guy had like buy 4 get 1 free or buy 5 for $100 or something like that. Jojo Rabbit. Love this dark comedy. Got an awesome little 7 poster. And sexy Ryan Gosling in Drive. Love that. I just haven't hung them up yet, and it probably won't be until I get a different movie room. Haven't seen Gangster Cop and Devil, but Chaser was a good one. Yeah, if you haven't seen the Gangster, the Cop, and the Devil, please watch it, Holland. You will like it. Seen the Good, the Bad, and the Weird. Yes. I forget the director's name of that. He's the one that did I Saw the Devil. I love that movie. It is a crazy, crazy movie. It's $25 at Walmart. Okay. Clean was amazing. I was reading about the movie last year. Okay. I've heard really good things about it. Wish my Walmart had anything more than just a boatload of DVDs. Yeah, I don't. And that's the thing. Everybody's been showing that these Walmarts have been doing this, but I don't know because a lot of those steelbooks aren't technically supposed to come out until later this month and next month. If some of the Walmarts are not just waiting to redo their section or not. But you said I don't like anything you like. I know, man. Still need to see Her. Love the movie. Need to watch Lost in Translation and then watch Her because there's a story between the two. Dude, we can't see the poster. Screen too small. Zoom in. Okay, I'll go back over here in a second. But everyone likes the professional. Tell you what, I'll show them after I get done doing the review real quick. Oatmeal, come on. All right, let's get back to this. The Weird Al Yankovic story. Really enjoyed this movie. Of course, I imported it from Umbrella or Imprint, whichever one's in Australia. And now Shout's putting it out. Really enjoyed the fake biopic about life and career of childhood favorite of mine. Ratcliffe does a great job as Al. And the supporting cast is full of great choices to fill out the roles. The music was well done. Overall, good movie. I grew up with Weird Al. Like I was in the 80s listening. I bought all of his cassettes and all of his CDs. He's just that childhood musician that was always funny. 4 stars. Bought To Live and Die in LA 4K. Finally watched it. 3.5 stars. I really, really thought I had seen this movie in the late 80s, early 90s, and boy, I do not remember it at all. This had to be one of the most 80s movies I've seen in quite a while. Two cops get caught up in trying to bust a master counterfeiter. The cast is great, and the action is pretty much nonstop once it gets going. Pretty decent story by Freakin' as well. Overall, good movie. It was a little uneven for me. Like it'll be a movie I'll watch at some point again, rewatch again, but it's not going to be like jump right on my list to watch. What is this? Oh, okay. Yeah. Do I I mean, I know I watched the movie. I'm sitting here in front of the review, but was this the? Oh, okay. This is the Miranda July movie. Me, you, and everyone we know, 3.5 stars. I'm not quite sure what I just watched. It was a weird and awkward yet heartwarming at the same time. Richard and Christine are on a course to be together, and along the way, we see how odd each other are. I really did enjoy this. Miranda July wrote, directed, and starred in this, and it was really, really well done. So basically, yeah, these two people are super, super, super awkward, and he's a shoe salesman, and she comes in and starts kind of like having daydreams about this dude, and he kind of recognizes it. And yeah, it's just a weird, just kind of awkward time, and it's very well written. So if you haven't seen it, I mean, I recommend it. It's on the Criterion. Gunpowder Milkshake. I bought the 4K from Amazon Germany. Um, I had high hopes for this because a lot of people dashed it and said it wasn't that good. I only gave it 2.5 stars. An assassin wants her mommy as she gets double crossed by her boss. I don't understand the hate this movie got. It's a decent action flick that suffers from bad writing. It looks and sounds great, and the cast is excellent. It is similar to John Wick, except it lacks the heart and sympathy. Also, I could only hear Nebula when Karen Gillian, the lead, talked. That was a little distracting. I thought it was a good movie, but like I said, it was the writing on it was bad. 4 stars, A Good Person. I highly recommend this movie. I know Bob just did a video about addiction. He kind of talked about his story and movies about addiction and all that. This movie had me crying. Florence Pugh and Morgan Freeman do an outstanding job in this movie. Fuck, I hate this movie for making me cry more than I thought it was going to. I need to learn how to spell. Of course, I'm writing these at like 11:30 at night. Dealing with loss and grief and turning to drugs to run away is always a rough road. This movie did a damn good job of showing that road. The acting was top notch and the story was weaved very intricately. They did a great job of displaying the emotions they were going through, and the struggles really came out A plus. So the reason it did not get more than 4. There's a scene towards the end in the third act that really I thought was unnecessary, and they stuck it in there anyway. It doesn't really distract from the story, but it was just unnecessary. I also bought the soundtrack of this on vinyl because Florence Pugh sings some in it, and then just the regular soundtrack is awesome too. So if you haven't seen this movie, highly recommend it. You will cry. All right. Speaking of Dale, I watched H. This was for our movie swap. He watched House. I watched H. He talked about this on the Asian live stream, and it took me ever to find a copy of it. For one, it literally is just H, and you can't find the dang thing when you search for it. And I just happened to be in a half price books up at Indy when I was on vacation, and boom, it was there. So I picked it up. But a copycat of a serial killer is on the loose and murdering women. The police have to confide in the original killer in hopes to capture the copycat. This leads to some twists and turns and makes for an enjoyable watch. There is a twist in this movie about 3/4 of the way through that you do not see coming, and it pulls the whole movie together. And I really enjoyed this movie. I do recommend it if you can find it. Like I said, being H, it does a little hard to find. No Hard Feelings. The Jennifer Lawrence, I don't know what that guy's name is, new raunchy comedy. It just came out. Honestly, just all around cute movie. Girl gets hired to date awkward boy so she can get a free car. The arc of the story does nothing different from any other movies of this type, but it was well written and well acted. I really enjoyed it. Plus, Jennifer Lawrence gets naked in it. That's all I have to say about that. And then I ended September on Decision to Leave. A cop investigating a murder comes across a woman he likes, a woman like he's never dealt with before. This movie shot and framed beautifully, just all like Park's other works. Story gets you engaged and guessing in a good way. Really enjoyed it. So this was the second movie I watched that night. It's not a very long movie. I think it's under 2 hours, but by the time I wrote this review, I was tired. Um, so basically he's married, he's a cop, he's married, and he starts falling in love with this lady that people mysteriously die around her. And it's a very cat and mouse, like moral decisions type movie. And I really, really enjoyed it. I know I got rave reviews when it came out. I gave it 4.5 stars. I highly recommend it. Park Chan Wook is the man. So that's September. We'll get in October in a second. We'll talk about spooky month and me now enjoying horror. Let's see. Thanks for making me feel better about that, Ryan. Maybe some are just jumping the gun. Yeah, I really think it is because I mean, I'm in the third biggest city in Indiana, and I have, like I said, I have two WalMarts, and neither one of them have redone their movie section in quite a while. So I have a feeling that's either A, short of people, or B, they're just abiding to the release dates and they're going to redo everything once everything's out, maybe. Hopefully. You do, Dell. You and Holland both need to see it. Me and you and everyone we know. It was a good movie. Yeah, not to mention Karen Gillan is fine. She is fine. She's even hot in a blue latex suit. Say Love is my favorite horror movie. Have you seen Ryan? If so, what do you think? No, I have not. I don't do a whole lot of horror. We'll get to talk about that here in a minute. I steered away from horror as a kid, and I got it more into martial arts and Asian cinema as I got older, and that's just kind of filled the voids. But October, I made a pledge that I was going to watch nothing but horror, and I did. I still say A Good Person is not a crime movie, man. I think I also, not that I really have like addiction or drug problems in my family or anything like that. I never came from that, but being in the medical field for 15 years and seeing people struggle with that, seeing people that have died from it, having to deal with family members and stuff like that. Like, I guess it just kind of stirs memories. So I'm a little bit more prone to crying to stuff like that. Jeffrey, my years when I was on half-filled standee of DVDs. Yeah. So glad you enjoyed. I did. I really did enjoy H. Like, and the twist in there. We talked about it on the movie swap too. The twist in there was well done. Like, something happens in the movie, and then things start getting filled out in later in the movie. And you're like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! Like they pulled the story together in the third act really, really well. Never seen H, but H is the man, the cerebral assassin. Just watched No Hard Feelings last night. Funny first half, predictable second half. Overall decent. Yeah, it's got the same arc as any other movie like that, but it was just refreshing because we don't get comedies like that anymore, really. And again, Jennifer Lawrence naked. I mean, what can you say? Or Ryan came over Fright Side. I see. Got to see this, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been looking at more horror titles. Horror, man. All right, let's go ahead and talk about October. So as you like I said, anybody that's followed for any amount of time, I'm not a big horror guy. But for October, I said I'm going to watch horror movies. And the late 90s, early 2000s, I did watch horror stuff. Like I watched Scream in the theaters when that came out, Final Destination, Idle Hands, if you want to call it. That's a horror comedy. I love that movie. Blair Witch, I said Final Destinations, but then like the other stuff that's similar, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Urban Legends. I seen like the first maybe 3 Saw movies in the movie theater. So I did like horror. It's not something when I started collecting, I really collected a whole lot of because there's so much of it. But for October, I said, I am going to watch horror. And I started it off with It Follows. I bought that nice second sight 4K set. 3.5 stars. So I'm not a horror genre person at all, but this movie has always gotten a lot of praise, and I understand why. Not gory and not trying to overcomplicate anything. Just a good old paranormal style killer movie. I like the atmosphere of the movie, and the setting in Detroit helped set the mood. The actors were believable and did a good job. Overall, I enjoyed it. And I just heard I know people have been posting that they're doing a sequel to it called Day Follows, and I will pick that up when it comes out. I really did enjoy this movie. It was good. I will admit it. Everybody that said It Follows was a good movie, that told me it was a good movie, and I was like, nah, I bought it. I watched it. You guys were right. I'll admit it. The Witch, a movie I've had on my shelf for a while. I bought that steelbook that came out forever ago, this movie. And I just now watched it. And wow, what did I just watch? A family banished to the frontier slowly gets picked off by a witch. This movie was haunting. The atmosphere and score really gave it a huge creepy factor. Folklore horror is pretty cool. Oh yeah, just for being a goat, Black Phillip is a dick. This movie was so atmospheric, and that really just was unsettling. Score was great. Anya Joy Taylor was awesome in it, and the rest of the cast was really good. There's a movie, Nathan Jones, or specifically Blu-rays with Nathan Jones, just picked it up, called Sleep. It's a German folklore movie. I want to pick it up during the next Arrow sale that he said was similar to this. So folklore horror, I guess I'm into. But again, Black Phillip is a dick, just so you know. Cabin in the Woods. Again, I bought the steelbook because it's cool, and I've never watched the movie. And this was a fun time. 3.5 stars. 5 college kids go to a cabin in the woods and inadvertently summon monsters that try to kill them to complete a ritual. I really like the location of this movie, creepy and atmospheric. The guys running the show were great. Monster design was cool too. Overall, a fun time. My only probably complaint about this movie is there was not really enough killings. I thought there could have been more. That was my only complaint about, but it was overall a really cool movie. Finally, I watched Evil Dead 1 and 2. I've only seen bits and pieces of them over the years. My first actual experience with Evil Dead was Army of Darkness. Movie was just plain goofy and I loved it. I've never seen this from the beginning to end before. It's low budget and it adds to the atmosphere. Actors ain't winning any awards, but they sell it. Bruce is definitely not in true Campbell form in this one, but he still makes it fun. Practical effects were well done. Really enjoyed the first Evil Dead. However, even though I gave it 4 stars as well, I enjoyed Evil Dead 2 way more than 1. But I was not aware that this was a pseudo remake of 1, just with bigger budget. It was just as goofy and fun as the first. Definitely a step up with the quality department as well. I think I was talking to KB about this. Less characters and whoa, hey, what is this? Less characters and more Bruce Campbell really, really made this movie even more fun. Evil Dead 2, definitely a winner in my book. Again, Army of Darkness, I really love. I love the 2013 remake a whole lot too. I just picked up Evil Dead Rise. I'm going to eventually watch it as well. And here we come with the bummer. And I feel so bad for this. So I watched Evil Dead 2 and One Cut of the Dead both in the same night. I think I got a late start watching Evil Dead 2. So by the time I watched One Cut of the Dead, it was already like 10:30 at night. And I was just not in this movie. I gave it 1.5 stars. So I knew the twist of this movie before going in. I will say, knowing or not, it didn't change my thought about the movie. I was bored, plain and simple. It was repetitive and on the verge of poorly executed. The shaky found footage style filming was nauseating, and I did not care for it. Only thing going for it was a very good idea for a movie. And I'm going to be straight up honest. I had my phone out during this movie. I just lost interest in it. Again, it was late when I started watching it. I was tired, and I should never do that to a movie. I'm going to go back and watch this movie. I feel bad because Joe Martinez, sent me the steelbook for this, and I opened it up like literally, I think it was in the video literally that following Wednesday after I reviewed this, and he was like, man, I'm so sorry I sent you a dud. I was like, no. Steelbooks is beautiful. I'm not getting rid of it. I got to give this movie a rewatch because I did not give it a fair shake at all. Like, at all. At all. Night of the Creeps. This was recommended to me by Garrett over at Born to Be Rad. I was on a live stream with him and Mel and a few other people back earlier this year. And this title came up. And I said I'd never seen it, and he said it's a really good, fun time. It's not so much horror as just like 80s mm, horror comedy, maybe. But I really enjoyed it. Good cheesy 80s fun. Alien goo lands on Earth and lays dormant for about 50 years. Slugs mouthfuck some people and they turn into Walking Dead and try to infest other people. Cranky old cop and young and awkward college kid kill them off, all while finding love. This was recommended to me to watch and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it. It was just a fun time. It was comical. It really had like that mid 80s John Hughes vibe, only with slug mouth eating zombie people. It was really weird. But Night of the Creeps, I really did enjoy it. And then I ended off October because I had a bunch of stuff to do this last weekend. I didn't get to watch anything in the last weekend of October. The Wicker Man. I bought the 4K Wicker Man Steelbook that came out. I've never seen this Wicker Man. I've seen the Nicolas Cage version. Never seen this. I've heard this movie is different, and it was different. And I'm going to give this 4 stars for being very progressive movie for the time it was made, and the fact that the new 4K transfer looks great. It looked fantastic. But what in the holy 70s softcore porn bad LSD trip hell did I just watch? Story was great, and the mystery of the island was really cool. But again, this is as peak 70s as you can almost get. I did like it in a weird way. I assume a rewatch will make more sense. I watched the steelbook I bought only comes with the final cut or the definitive cut or whatever it is. And I've heard that's probably one of the better of the cuts to watch. Maybe not the definitive cut to watch, but it's still pretty good. But I wouldn't know any different. I'm going to give this a rewatch at some point to try to better understand it. But Jesus, I didn't know what the heck was going on. Great idea for a movie. And then again, watch this. I didn't get to watch anything Friday night. I was too damn tired. I went to bed at like 8:30. Crazy. So I watched Blade Runner last night. I was going to watch 2049, but I didn't realize it's almost a 3-hour long movie. So I watched this. And first time watching this classic, and I was not disappointed. Looks and sounds great in 4K. It looked beautiful in 4K. All I knew Deckard was hunting replicants and not too much about the story. I really liked the dystopian atmosphere and the struggle he has doing his job. Of course, I was still left wondering if he is a replicant himself. I believe that is addressed in 2049. I can't wait to watch that. So I know there's like one scene in this whole movie where he gets the flash in his eyes like the other replicants do. And that's the only thing I knew as far as him possibly being a replicant himself. But I really liked kind of the weaving love story he had in here with this chick, Rachel or whatever her name was, that was also a quote unquote replicant. Rutger Hauer and Hannah, I almost said Hannah and Barbara, Daryl Hannah were great as their characters. Like they were very, very just creepy and weird and dystopian themselves. But Blade Runner, I don't know why it took me so long to watch this. I think part of it had to do with Harrison Ford. I'm not a big Harrison Ford fan. I really can't stand Han Solo. I know I'm about to get blasted for that. I'm a dark side guy. I'm just not a big Harrison Ford fan. Like I don't like the Indiana Jones stuff and all that. And yeah, but I finally watched it, loved it. Can't wait to watch 2049. So that's going to be Letterboxd. Thank you guys for sticking with me for tonight. Get back to the stuff here. Let's see. Ryan thirst for blood. So I'm watching the horror stuff. I'm trying to keep away from like the super gory slasher stuff and like the Friday the 13th and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and the Freddy and all that stuff. Not that I don't want to watch them. I'm not really big into that type of stuff just because I'll sit there and like nitpick. They're like, yeah, they wouldn't be dead if they got stabbed there. I'm the same thing with like movies with a lot of shooting. Like people get shot in the shoulder and like, oh, I'm dead. No, you're not, dude. You can't raise your right arm. That's it. You might bleed out if you hit your subclavian vein, whatever. But slashers, they're a little weird. Army of Darkness, one of your faves. That was like I said, my introduction. I enjoyed One Cut of the Dead. I can see not liking in the beginning, but I think it picks up and gets fun. And I think that was my issue. I was on my phone. I shouldn't have been on my phone. I knew the twist in the beginning because everybody had talked about it. I just did not give it a fair shake. I will go back and watch it. Blade Runner and 2049 are fantastic. I can't wait to watch 2049 because, like I said, I know people say it's reference quality, and I cannot wait to watch it. Plus, it's Ryan Gosling. I love Ryan Gosling. Hey, Jared Runner, how's it going? By saying hi to Jared. Seems like you watched some stuff, fun stuff overall. I did. It's one thing I like about I know I buy a lot of stuff and I yell at myself for buying a lot of stuff, but it's nice to have a large collection where you can have a variety of stuff to watch. Cause like, yeah, I do watch a lot of Asian cinema, but watching reading subtitles all the time does kind of get old. So it's nice to have stuff that does break it up. Plus, there is a lot of older stuff I haven't seen, and I haven't even broken into like I know I said I was going to do it this year, but it's going to end up being next year. I wanted to get more black and white stuff, even though I do watch black and white stuff in Criterion. But like I've bought two of the three Alfred Hitchcock 4K sets. I haven't watched any of those movies except for Psycho, so I want to break into all of that stuff. Like I said at the top of the live stream, I can go over it again. My background's probably next 3 to 6 months are probably going to be changing. I had some personal stuff that's happened and I'm probably going to be moving. So there might be a little interim there where there may not be a whole lot of stuff from me, and things are going to change for the better. And when they do, I'll probably be able to get more movie watching in as well. So can't wait for that. Um, but I need to like I had planned on doing a whole animated movie thing. I want to do a live stream with it, watch a bunch of animated movies, and go over like top 5 animated movies, personal movies, and all that, and few other things. I have not been able to do it, and I just keep buying movies, and I haven't had time to watch any of them. Next year coming, I'll hook you up with the recommendations. Not a huge fan of Blade Runner, but I like 2049 a lot better. Both are slow burns. Okay, and I've heard that too. I did watch the final cut of Blade Runner, and I've heard that was the one that I should have watched because is it James Cameron's like what he wanted the movie to be. So watch Satanic for a movie way too young, so I avoid most horror. I got The Exorcist got me as a kid, and even Poltergeist. I think I watched Poltergeist too young, but those two movies kind of turned me off from horror as well. If you like Scott Pilgrim, you should try Juno. If you have, I love Juno. Love Juno a lot. I am interested. I know Netflix has just done Scott Pilgrim animated. They brought back all the original characters from the movie, and I think they have completely animated the comic book. So I can't wait to check that out. But I don't know when that comes out. I want to say it may come out in November or December, but it's on Netflix. And Last Night Soho, I'm a big Edgar Wright fan. That is the only Edgar Wright movie I have not watched, only because when it came out, I never bought it because I ordered a Sign Museum Steelbook Edition, special edition, and that was last March, not March 2023, March of 2022. I paid my money to JFox 4K Still-Rays, Blu-rays. Oh, that's the wrong sticker. I know I got one up here because I can never get it right. Stills, Blu-rays, and 4Ks. JFox, the group buy guy, master. He had a group buy for it, and he's just now getting shipped his copies. It's taken them a year and a half to make these things, and he's just now getting them shipped to him. So I should have my copy of Last Night Soho here in the next month, and then I'll finally get to watch it. So you hear that, Ryan? But we're here for you if you need it. Shall pass, bro. It will. Things are good. I mean, there's nothing bad going on. Kids are okay, family's okay, and all that stuff. It's just there's been a mutual decision in the family tree, and things are kind of getting parted. And for financial reasons, not that I'm not any financial problems or anything like that, but the house will be sold, and I'm going to go to a different place. And the girlfriend, actually, mother of my children, is going to be going elsewhere and stuff. So if you guys can make sense of that. I Saw the Devil. You have not seen I Saw the Devil, Cody? Seriously? Like, it's literally the probably greatest Asian revenge movie ever. It is brutal. It is just cat and mouse, and Lee Byung-hun and Choi Min-sik are fantastic in the movie. Watch it quickly. Also, try Mike Flanagan stuff. So Flanagan. I know I've watched something of his. Let me see here. I know the name rings a bell. Mike Flanagan. What has he done? Oh, Doctor Sleep. Okay, I've not watched Doctor Sleep yet. That is nothing. I wanted to watch The Shining and Doctor Sleep because I have not seen either one of them, and I own them both. Oh, he's the one that's doing the Fall of the House of Usher. I've heard that's really good. So Doctor Sleep, Gerald's Game, Hush. I like Hush. Is that the one that's got where the deaf mute lady is out in the middle of the cabin trying to write a book? I do like Hush. So he's done Oculus, Gerald's Game. I love that Stephen King book, Doctor Sleep. So I need to watch Doctor Sleep. And the Midnight Club. Oh, it's a TV series. That's not what I was thinking it was. Last night saw so good. Shot really nice. Yeah. Edgar Wright really does a good job on all of his stuff. Yeah, that's my number one to watch. The animated Scott Pilgrim. Hope you enjoy when you get it. It's a beautiful, just amazing movie. Definitely buying this. Sleep is the top team of his last 20 years. And that's what I've heard. And like I said, I've never seen Shining all the way through. I watched a little bit on TV when I was a kid, but I just never watched it. I need to sit down and double feature it. Yeah, Hush. Okay. I've seen that movie. I really do like Hush. I thought that was a great idea. And she is beautiful. Yeah, so let's get off of here. Did the Criterion sale. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hour and a half, 7:30 my time. I think I'm gonna end it right here. I appreciate everybody showing up. Again, community is a great community. Everybody supports everybody. I know there's one or two people out there kind of get soured about it. Before I go, goes Cal Daily. Let me see. Fill these off again. So I bought these and I've had them in frames for like, I don't know, 6-8 months. I've just never hung them up. So there is Drive. Again, these are like minimalist. I forget what the guy called them, but you got the cityscape with Gosling's head there and the watch in his face and all that. And these are like on yellow paper, so they look like they're old. But Drive. That's what. We got this cool 7. It's got like all the pictures from the movie. It's got the John Doe part. I love that part of the movie. What's in the box? What's in the box? Dig in the box. A movie, if you've not seen it, Jojo Rabbit. One of Tiki Waititi's probably best movies. This movie is so dark. Such a great dark comedy. And sad too. But if you've not watched Jojo Rabbit, highly, highly recommend it. It's about a little boy that has an imaginary friend that is a New Zealand Hitler. We got Her, because I've got that. I don't have it hung up right now, but I've got that Lost in Translation poster. It used to be right behind me, along with The Crow and my Scott Pilgrim one that I've got to hang up too. But again, very minimalist. Her. If you guys don't know, Sophia Coppola did Lost in Translation. Spike Jonze did Her. They both used to be married to each other. Her is Spike Jonze's tribute to their marriage and how basically their issues being high profile people and what took them apart, and Lost in Translation is basically her version of it. It's not like set in stone, like I went and wrote this movie and about it, but they're loosely based on their relationship. So that's why I always say there's a coordination between Lost in Translation and Her. They go together. The movies like go together because they're written about the same thing basically. And then Leon the Professional. I love this poster. Just very plain and simple. I love how the back of his head is her hair, like how his face is kind of put in there into her hair. It's very cool. So that's going to do it. This Wednesday, I've got another unboxing coming up. Next Wednesday, there should be a out and about Barnes & Noble's 50% off Criterion sale hunting video. I've got I think 2 more unboxings uploaded for this month. I've got 2 more unboxings filmed that I've got to edit still that'll probably come out next month. Tuesday, Mega Mike the Movie Man. He hasn't announced yet, but he's doing a top 5 families and movie stream. I'm going to be on there. Let me see who else is going to be on there because he hasn't announced it yet. Thank you, Cody, for putting me on your story. I appreciate it. You always redo stuff for people. So it's going to be me, Dude Who Loves Movies, Cody, Dragon Movie Guy, Caveman Movies and More, and the Bin Buster. So Tuesday, that's going to be at 9:30 Eastern on Mega Mike's movie channel. So it'll be top 5. Again, families and movies. I got to get my list because he wants pictures of the families for the show. And if anybody's ever been on live stream with me, I procrastinate until like literally the day before the live stream to actually pull my lists. So yeah. Let's see. Finish out the conversation here. TV shows are just awesome. Good to know. Great stream. Thank you very much. Thank you, Corey. Thank you, Hero. Don't wait too long to do this again. I know. I don't know why I don't think about it. I planned on doing that Sunday sit down as a monthly thing, and I just did not do it. Congrats, Ryan. Good stream and your journey. Thank you, Kal-El. I know you're a big supporter. I try to support you. I don't do enough supporting on Instagram. I drive all day. I work on a delivery truck. I'm in a truck like 7 hours a day. I can't be on my phone. We have cameras in our vehicles. So if I'm on my phone, I don't have a job. So throughout the day, like I try to check Instagram as much as I can, trying to support people as much as I can. It's kind of hard to do though. Be clear, showing you the posters again because Kal-El Daily. Yeah. Not the code. Yeah. Great stream. Hope the person works out as well as possible. It will. I appreciate that, Dale. I really do. Leon. Bring on the unboxings. There's plenty of unboxings. I've still got more stuff in the mail too. So family movies? Yes. So it's not the best 5 family movies. I think I may have said that wrong. It's families in movies. So like the Fast and Furious movies, that's a family. That could be a movie, or like the Christmas Family or Christmas Story Family, or stuff like that. It's your 5 favorite families in movies. I got some weird choices. I know a couple of mine. I think I got like 3 of mine picked out for sure. So yeah. Great job, man. I'm here if you need anything. Thank you, guy. I appreciate it. So again, I appreciate y'all showing up, liking and all that, supporting and talking in the chats. I'm going to end it here. Again, Ryan, Movies with Ryan. Till I see you again, like I always say, have a good night.